Is quarantine done? How many days into it are you? And is it officially almost done?
I think we're 2 days out of officially being released into the Canadian wilderness. And it's been, 12 days that I crossed the border and gave a COVID test right at the border. Right away, got hit with one of the COVID L's. And then 10 days later had to hit another COVID test and send that into government. And now I'm just waiting day 14. I can walk out of this hotel with arms in the sky.
When you were early in that quarantine and you and I teasing each other the way we do, I ran some tried and true bits on you. Like, what are you doing later? Or where are you going to eat later? Or I found not a dance club, some kind of cool sports bar. And hey, you're going to go there. Oh, that's right. You can't leave your room. You were agitated by those early in the bit. And then it kind of settled in.
Yeah, you got another second? Hey, do you have time for one more? No, it was, it happened fast. Obviously driving up here, 20-hour drive, crossing the border, it made the most sense as far as getting here and speeding up the quarantine process. The first few days, a lot of ribbing, not only you, but friends and, asking, hey, what are you doing? How are you settling in? A lot of push-ups and sit-ups and the body back.
The flight attendant came home today, otherwise known as Lisa. We got that oxygen running over there off COVID pneumonia for 7 days. I might be sleeping. Lisa. Yeah. Get it here. Give young Alex a nice wave.
Hi, Alex.
He's happy that
you're
you're
Lisa.
home.
Welcome home.
Aw.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back, baby.
Good to be back.
Aw. Yeah, man. I mean, think about it. That I'm sitting at this kitchen table right now with which you're very familiar when you brought that firewood over with Worley. So it's like 3 months ago. Think about 3 months. You sit at this table, you got Qdoba, Worley across from you. I'm at the center island at my house because you're dropping off wood. You had just come from the Shakopee heart thing, and it didn't go well, yet you still were positive. And speaking of positive, fast forward 3 months, I get bit. So does the flight attendant. She's in the hospital for 7 days with COVID pneumonia. And her mom dies, and she couldn't even be there. It was the freaking worst, man. If this wasn't on the 9 to noon show and just the show page, I'd say it's the mother worst. But she's back, man, and we move on.
Yeah, I feel for you. It's been a week of HE double hockey sticks for you. And, I think back to that conversation we had at that coffee table or that kitchen table, and that was kind of when, we found some negative news out. And, yeah, but it was cool. We sat there and we just chatted for 20, 30 minutes, and you got to meet John Worley, obviously the athletic trainer of the Minnesota Wild. And
yeah, he's cool.
It was cool. We got to just kind of hang out and be ourselves and go through the whole deal.
When I was at her mom's house running the in-home hospice for a week out of nowhere because Lisa's bit, she's in the hospital, and the house has had COVID, including me, so it's tough to get people to come over there to help. I understand it, man, and I mean the FaceTiming with you every single day from that balcony in Woodbury at that tiny condo. With that, knowing I had Wild games to watch and betting TVG, which I got killed, I got absolutely murdered by just sitting around waiting to serve and work with the lady. But those FaceTimes, man, thank you very much. Those were very, very therapeutic.
No, and at the same time, and as hard as they were, they got me through quarantine too. And I spent a lot of time on the phone, and any FaceTime or whatever it may be. Obviously, it's makes the time pass a little bit faster. And here we are, 2 days home, and I'll be walking out of the front door of this hotel in Palms of the Sky, man.
Alex Stalock, former Wild goalie, Edmonton Oilers goalie now. He has 2 days left with his quarantine in Edmonton. And for those of you listening to 9 to noon, we thank Alex very much for taping this with us. And we believe you'll be able to watch it on my show page, the video version, KFAN.com, the Paul Allen show page. Edmonton Oilers. My sources tell me if you move like a few feet or inches one way or the other, we can see Rogers Center. For the show page people, can they see Rogers Center?
Yeah, they did. They hooked me up with sometimes you get a garden view, sometimes you get an ocean view, sometimes you get, pool view. But I got Rogers view. You want to take a look at the Rogers view that I got going here?
Yeah, for sure.
Sun, still sunny here too, but
damn.
There is the
Whoa, there you go. That
new home of the Edmonton Oilers.
I think when they add to the top of it, like the addition, it's going to be called the house that Alex built.
Correct. Yeah, they'll start dropping the Gretzky, the Fury, and Messier names. And
so you when you first met members of the team, whether it's in person, Zoom, or whatever, did Connor McDavid was he like, and you are?
Very much so.
Alex.
Yeah, very much so. But obviously, I have a good friend, Tyler Ennis, who played a year with the Minnesota Wild, and got to know him, very well. And obviously, we kind of flip roles. He's playing in Edmonton, his hometown, where he grew up, and he gets to wear an Oilers sweater and play for his hometown. And now I'm joining his team, and obviously a talented team that's playing good hockey now. And just looking forward to getting in the mix and meeting the guys and being around them, and finding a role and seeing how everything shakes out up here.
I know you watch Wild games. Still got a lot of friends on the team. Squad's playing great right now. Arizona ain't great, but boom, boom. Vegas, whether Pacioretty or whomever's in or out, still tough team to beat. Playing pretty good now. When you watch them, what do you see?
I think you see a lot of speed, and it started last year. Towards the end of the year, we talked about, spending a little time in our own zone, getting out of our zone, and playing where guys want to play, and that's the offensive zone. Maybe not as much on the power play. They might not want to be in the offensive zone right now, but 5-on-5, they're playing an elite game, and they got some dynamic players, and Kaprizov's been great. Obviously, Zuccarello's been huge for him. When he got healthy, they kind of found instant chemistry right away, and there's guys that came in and off that line where whether it's Bukestad, whether it's Rask, whether it's Parisi, whoever it is. And, from top to bottom, the depth they have. I mean, the Greenway, Foligno, Eck line, that line's been dominant all year. You got a guy like Bonino playing fourth line. He's a center that can play all the way up into a first line role. And you just look, their forward depth is incredible. And obviously, what they have in their 6 defensemen in the back. And, that's I think you put that in the top 5 around the league, any defense group. So. And then obviously their goalies have been unbelievable. And, Capo's obviously on a win streak now, I think 8 wins in a row. And now the Talbot's turn to go in, and he's done the same thing.
When given you have aspirations, Alex, to co-host 9 to Noon or, have more of a role, one day jump on the radio. We already got our first bit. The Stalock voice when he talks about hockey players and the game, like in the press conference mode. And then the voice when we're joking around about having nothing to do in quarantine at Edmonton and talking about stuff like it's the Stalock voice bit, man.
Did I just have hockey? Was that Alex hockey?
Well, there it is. Oh, that's lively. That's beautiful. Then it's like, well, let me tell you about those guys. You got Zaxy and Suitsy and Spurgessy and McDavidsy. Oh yeah. Maybe how about you answer this one for us? Draisaitl or Parisi, who's better and why? I'm just kidding. See, there's the laugh. That's beautiful. See, that's real, man. That's real.
Oh, God.
But seriously, though, the heart. How is the heart? I know you're doing some hotel workouts and cardio or whatever.
Yeah, they
Where do you do those? They don't let you into the fitness center.
No, I mean it was the first time I got here. I checked into my hotel and. I had a bike, I had a spin bike, and I had a 6-pack of beer on ice waiting for me. So it was which one do you do first? And I think they were just glad that I made it in and kind of sit back and relax. And I think they had a game that night against the Leafs. And so I kind of just kicked my legs up and got to relax that first night. It was a long 2 days behind the wheel, but obviously pull back into Edmonton about 3 or 4 months removed from the bubble. It was almost surreal. Like here we are again.
Daughter Coley, 18,
Hey, Coley.
wants to say hello to you.
Hello.
What up?
How are you doing?
I'm great.
Okay, look at him blush.
Oh,
See you, baby.
bye. I'm going to see Noel for a second.
Okay, bye.
No.
So with that said, completely forgot what I was going to say. Lost all my money.
It looks like you could use another one of my oak logs that I brought over on your fire behind you.
No, we're good. No, I had to because the wood that you graciously gave me was still a little wet. So I had to drop a couple hundred on some birch to compliment whatever, but you were negative. I mean, it's like I knew the wood when you delivered it 3 months ago with Worley, that it was a little on the wet side, and I don't want to say anything because you just took that L in Shakopee. So what am I going to do? Complain about the wood when you're worried about your heart?
That's still on that that storage bench in the garage.
The what?
It's still on the storage bench in the garage.
Oh yeah, all of it. I'm just kidding. Hey, have you been reprimanded or accused in this hotel of, because you can't go anywhere? So do you ever like stand outside of the fitness center and just kind of peer in there and hotel security comes by going, hey, get out of there?
There was one instance where I was getting room service and I kept calling. They were, well, I got to get you over to the front desk. We can't deliver the food. And then the front desk would put me back over on touch with the restaurant. And finally, I just went down and grabbed my dinner. And one of the hotel workers looked at me kind of like, what the heck's going on here? And aren't you in quarantine? He said. And I said, I am. I mean, I'm masked up. Yeah. I'm down here. I'm not talking to you. You approach me, and I'm keeping to my business. But no one could get my food, and it was sitting right on the counter, and I just grabbed it and walked away. But he wasn't too happy, obviously, with me poking my head out of my room. All
right. So in closing, I want to hear the hockey voice again. It's just natural. So I'm gonna ask you a question. What's the new squad like? McDavid, Draisaitl, we know that. So Ennis, what's the squad like?
Fast, from what I've watched, and those two are playing together right now. They're big guys, so it's every time they're on the ice, it's unbelievable. They've had right when I got here, actually, they played Toronto and lost 3 in a row, and Toronto at that time was playing unbelievable. And, it's just funny how you get into these series right now, the way this league's set up, and you play this team 3 times, and a team gets on a roll and they sweep you, and then Ottawa comes in here, and then Edmonton sweeps them. It's just like. And they rolled them a couple nights with some, they put up 6 goals, 7 goals, and David and Draisaitl had 5 one night. But it's an attack that they come shift after shift after shift, and
sounds like the 27 Yankees. Hey, I got news for you. That Gretzky and Messi, they're not on the team anymore. I mean, the way you just described it, it's old Gretzky and Messier days. Holy cow!
They aren't bad, those two.
No, they are good though. McDavid.
And they obviously got depth. They have guys that have played games. I mean, you mentioned Tyler Ennis. You got James Neal, Kyle Turris played a lot of games, and then their back end Tyson Barrie, who was a full for the Wild for a while when he was in Colorado, and they got some young D2 that they really like that play tough, and obviously veteran goaltenders. So, hey, it's at the end of the day, right now, it's the goal is to get in the playoffs, and from there, hey, who knows what's going to happen, and the top 4 teams. And I think this Canadian division this year is something that the Canadians are absolutely, falling in love with, and something they've already talked about keeping down the road. And I know the players are enjoying it, and the media coverage and everything up here is just unbelievable on a nightly basis. Holy, about as unbelievable as that loaf.
Well, no, we've been accused by wives and flight attendants, me being obsessed with my hair, and you being obsessed with not wearing a shirt and your barrel chest. So, I mean, for the show page people, KFAN.com, Paul Allen show page. I mean, it's an opportunity here to. I'm showing my hair. Show yours.
No,
not your hair, your chest hair.